Well, hello there, and thanks for joining us here on video 2 of our DIY storage shed build. We're at Home Depot here. If you followed along in the first video, we got the floor built. Now we're going to pick up material to do the 4 walls, and that'll probably be video 2. Video 3 will probably be doing the roof, the rafters. So gonna head into Home Depot there and pick up the material for our wall build. Join us along. We get them delivered today, but probably the next 2 days we'll get the walls done. Won't happen today, but at least we'll pick up the material. Here we are for the 2x4 for the walls. Going to be paying $4.28 a stud because we're not going to be needing 100 at $3.85, and we need to pick up at least 41. And so the section that we're going to be building is the walls there. Front wall, that'll have the door, and then 2 of the side walls, and the 1 back wall, even though we won't put a window in the back wall, but I'm going to frame in 2 windows on the side wall for future possibilities of putting a window in. So let's get this loaded up. Alright, looks like we got our, we got 44, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, that should about do it. Load of 2x4s loaded up here. I think I'll grab 2 2x6s just to be safe for the door header. I do have some 2x6, and I still got those green 2x6s as well, but we can always return these if we don't need them. Oh, look out! No, don't get serious yet. So you can send me a clip on that. Good morning. Here we are, day 2 on the shed build. It's about 7 o'clock. Oh, it's 7:47 in the morning already. Slept in a little bit. I was up late last night editing video and was on Facebook Marketplace. Got a bunch of product for sale on there, so I was dealing with a bunch of texting back and forth and have about 4 items I have to sell off today to get out of our current storage here, just making some room. But before we head off, just let you in on how my day starts off here a little bit. First thing in the morning, I get up and have a glass of water here. So I was told that some fresh water in the morning is always a good thing. And then being at 67, been taking supplements for quite a few years now. But one thing that I've been dealing with for about 20 years now is arthritis, and I ended up having to sell my Harley Davidson and stuff because I had really bad joints and stuff. But I started off on some alfalfa pills, some super green alfalfa pills that I was told by my accountant that a friend of hers was taking for her arthritis, and lo and behold, it worked really well for mine. So I take about 6 of those for supplements, and I have for probably going on 12-13 years now, and it's always helped with my arthritis in a big time, so that I don't have to take this stuff that I've heard that a lot of people take when they have really bad arthritis, which is not good for you, taking all those pills. So I haven't had need of those, but there was a time when I probably would have wanted to take 3, 4, 5 of those to get rid of pain, and this alfalfa right here was a great supplement, and I've been taking that for about going on 10 years now, and it's been a great supplement. But to that, I've also added some CardioFlow, and then Dr. Ardis, who I've followed for quite a while, he says if you take NAC and selenium, you won't know that you have arthritis and stuff. So I've been adding that as a supplement for the last couple of years now. And of course I take my D3 and try to get some K2 inside of me as well. And then I have this Heal and Soothe supplement as well, which is just all natural herbs and remedies. And then that's my morning supplements. Then in the evening, and I've been taking omega-3 now for my joints for quite some time, and that I pick up at Costco. Same with the glucosamine. So those I've probably been taking for about 15-20 years now. Just as you get older, you need a lot more supplements for your body, muscles, and bone density and all that good stuff. And then in the evening, I also take my vitamin C, because I've taken a good dose of D3 in the morning. I usually take about 6 or 7 of those. With us people that live in the northern part of the world here, we don't get a lot of sunshine, and so D3 is actually something that a lot of us are missing, and all those are really good for keeping you strong and healthy. So that's the supplements I take in the morning to try and stay healthy and active, and so I can get up and down the ladders here at 67 years old and feeling a lot more spry than I was at 50 years old when the arthritis first kicked in. And I think people that have really bad joint arthritis and stuff are going to know what I'm talking about. Then after I've taken my supplements and stuff, I end up going over to my laptop here, and I log into what I call Bible Gateway, and there's a verse of the day that pops up. I wasn't always a believer, but I am now, and I have been for about 30 years, so about half my life, or actually 37 years now. And today's verse of the day was, if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved. So I normally like getting up in the morning and starting off with God's word and putting it into my heart and soul, and it helps me through the day. And every day there's a new verse that pops up, and then there's some other readings and verses that I do as well. But this is one of my go-to things after I've had my supplements, and I supplement my soul with God's word, and then make some breakfast. And so let's see what we're going to do there. So lots of the mornings what I end up doing is just some toast and eggs, farm fresh eggs that we get off of a local farm, and put a little butter in the pan, throw the bread in there. Good way to make your toast and have it buttered right away without popping it in the toaster. So that's my morning ritual quite often in the morning. I'll change it up sometimes. And then crack an egg or two. Stick it into the pan here for our morning breakfast. And it kind of makes it scrambled right away. And then I'm very much a coffee man in the morning. Sometimes I'll grind up my own beans, and other times I'll just get my Folgers coffee out, which is my go-to brand here from Costco. And instead of using the Keurig cups and throwing away all the cups, I just fill up these little containers here with some fresh coffee in the morning. Let's just get that right over here. Saves on some environmental garbage and stuff to throw in the waste bin, so we can just fill that right back up with some fresh ground coffee here. Just turn this guy around here. I'm not sure how the rest of the YouTube world does this camera stuff without making it too jittery, but here we go. And we just fill this right back up here with a little bit of fresh coffee grounds. Like I said, sometimes I do grind my own beans here, but quite often in the morning. This is a way to get this on the road. And pop that right inside there, turn that on, let it heat up. Not sure if you've been to Barkerville, but that's one of my go-to places and stuff. I've been there probably at least 24 times, if not 3, over the years. So I have a travel mug from Barkerville and a shot of cream. I don't get that fresh from the farm because it's something that's not that easy to get from there. And let's just get our coffee brewing here real fast. Throw a couple of spices into the eggs here, and we're almost going to be ready for our morning ritual of breakfast, and then off to build our walls. Turn that over. So voila, look at that. Party breakfast to go. So we'll set that aside. And I just want to show you on our print, instead of building the 10 by 10 garden shed, I found this online. It's an 8 by 10 garden shed that fell at the Home Depot, printed off for me. And that's the one that we're building here. It's an 8 by 10 shed. And we've got the first part done, the floor and the pieces there. So today we're going to be working on the walls when I head out there. That was the floor plans that we had, the insulated floor, and we're up to that stage right now. And right now we're going to be doing the walls. I'm going to do the front wall with the door on it last. So what I will be doing is the 2 side walls, and then also the one shorter 8-foot back wall. And on the side walls, I am planning on putting and cutting out 2 portals for windows later. We won't put the windows in for now, but in the future, if I need to cut out the plywood, we can add some windows. So we'll be seeing you down at the workplace in an hour or so. So follow us along and see how the project's going. Hey, we made it over here to the shed build. I'm just inside our little RV that we built here, and turned on the inverter here, our 3,000 watt inverter. We've got 2 solar panels up top, and we've got, I think, yeah, it's about 8 amps of charge right now. There's not a lot of drain on it, and we have about 12 hours of battery left here, so that way we can use our AC plugged in cut-off saw here for cutting the studs all to length, so I don't have to do it by hand. And we'll pull off that plastic sheet and the wood off of there. It hasn't rained overnight and it's supposed to be nice weather. It's a balmy day today here in the sun. Brought some extra material with me here for this project today. So today is going to be trying to get the 4 walls up. I stopped off at a door place, a second-hand recycling store where they sell windows and doors. Saw a guy that I watch on YouTube stop by to pick up some windows for a build that he did. And so anyway, I thought I'd do the same and found a nice double-wide door made of fiberglass, insulated. And since I'm insulating the shed, it'll be a nice feature to add on, since I'll be in my video 4 doing the door. But today we're going to get busy and do the walls. So thanks for following along, and if you appreciate what I'm doing here, please give me a like and subscribe. It does help the channel, gives me a little boost on the algorithm, they say. So we'll see as the build processes. We'll see you as the build continues. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I want the studs, the outside of the wall, to be 8 feet. A little noisy truck going by there, and there's a pothole over there. Every time they hit the pothole, it's a big thump as well. But anyway, I want the outside of the wall 8 feet, and it's going to be 8 feet down to this ridge. So this is a little bit of a boo-boo of mine that you see right here, is I forgot to cut the floor joist off 3 inches, so that this plate here, it was actually equal with that. So I have a little remedy for that. When I put the wall up, I'm going to put a little flashing here, so the water will run down on the right angle flashing and stuff. So that was my boo-boo and mistake of forgetting to cut the floor joist a little bit shorter for my 8-foot wide floor deck. So it's 1.5 inches on each side extra. So right now what I'm doing is just measuring out how much the what length the studs have to be. So I've marked it off here as 8 feet to the end there, minus 5/8 for that boo-boo, because I want the panel, the outside panel, to sit down below where my finger is there, down to that joint with a flashing on it, and that'll seal that up. And then there's actually 4 plates on a wall, so 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to slide them right to the edge of the 8 feet here. Okay, so there we go. And so that's 4.5 inches between those two. And then what we'll do is we'll measure from there to this point right over here, see what length that is, and that's going to be the length of all our studs that we're going to cut. And we're just going to go into mass production cutting all the studs for that length, because that'll be the length of the wall when it's sitting upright, and you'll see that later. So let me get set up for that, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe I can just put this tripod on here and we can see what's happening here. Okay, so let's just grab one of our almost 8-foot studs here, and we'll measure that. Right up to there. Let's check this out over here one more time. Make sure. Okay, there's a staple at that end. So we'll do it. The other end is messing up with my measurement a little bit. So if I just go right in here now and mark this point off right there. we'll make a little mark right up top there. Go across here. Now if you're flying to the moon with this shed, you want to be extremely precise, but after all, it is just a shed. So that's going to be the length of all our studs that we're going to cut. So let's just measure that. And we're sitting at 91 inches. So 91 plus 4. Was that 4 over there? Forget already. 4.5. So let's just check that again. Double check it here. So 91 plus 1, 2, 3, 4.5, and a little bit, plus that little goofer gaffer there, will bring us right at 8 feet and stuff. So like one of those boards will be over the bottom plate on here, and I'll just quickly show you what I mean on that. So it'll be 2 plates on the top, and this plate on the bottom here. So when it fits on there, after that's cut off, we should be at 8 feet. Perfect. So by the time we add that 5/8 on there, we'll be fully at 8 feet from the bottom to the top. So there we go. Just cut a bunch of these studs and move right along here. Right, what I'm going to do here now is just mark off 16-inch centers from for where the studs are going to go. So off the end here, we're going to grab 16, and then when we put the paneling on later, it'll meet the 4-foot panel. Will meet right on one of these joints here. So we're at 32 and 48 center here. We'll remember that's the starting point over on that side. And yeah, and then we've got 64. Thankfully, have it marked in red here for the 16-inch centers, and 80. And we're at 8 feet for a center. And where are we sitting here? 112. And then we'll have 8 inches on the end. But we'll start off at that side, because if we put our paneling on this way and go here now, it won't meet up for centers on there. So when we put a 4 foot wide panel on there, from the edge of the wall, from the end of the wall to here, will be 4 feet, and it'll be the center of the stud, which will be right there. So let's mark those off, and then we'll cut our studs and start putting one of the walls together. We're also going to put in an opening there for a window, but we'll deal with that as we move along here. Okay, I got the bottom and top board nailed down to 2 studs on each end. Now we'll cut the the studs for the wall running down, and we'll pin them on as we go. And I won't bore you with each stud that I'm cutting here, but we'll take some segmented pictures as we move along. Here we go. Got the one side done, the one wall with a window, 2x3 window in it up there with a header on it. And now I just have to repeat that one more time, the exact same thing on the opposite side. So it doesn't matter which side this one's going to go on, but it's going to go on the far side from where I'm standing right now. And then we'll pitch up another wall just like that, and then we'll do the end wall over here, the backside wall I'll call it, and then we'll do the front door last, the front wall where the door is going to go in. We'll do that one last to get the measurements for the door that I'm picking up either tomorrow or the day after, and we'll have the walls up and done. Then we just need the roof done. So coming right along. I'm so thankful for the sunshine. You know, look at that mountain peak that It's covered in snow up top there. Wish I could zoom in there with this GoPro, but it doesn't zoom in that well. So it's time for a little lunch break here, and we'll get right back at it after lunch. Okay, on that last video there, it wasn't quite finished. There was a couple of boards missing on there. So in the this next clip here, see if you can figure out which boards were missing in the last segment of pictures that you'll see on this one. All right, take two. Sitting there eating my lunch, and I could see a couple of boards that were missing. So now I've got them inserted here, and see if you can figure out which ones they were. There was 4 boards missing and stuff. So now this wall is complete, and we'll set it on the side and build another one. And I won't videotape the whole second build because it'll be identical to this. Be a carbon copy of it, well, almost a carbon copy minus my measurements. So stay tuned, and we'll have a look, see what it looks like when we get the third wall up and get all 3 of these walls standing, and hoping to have them standing today. Thanks a lot for following along. Do like and subscribe. It helps my channel. Hey, we did it. I'm so glad we made it here. Got the 3 walls up that I had planned on doing today. Got the 2 windows framed in there for future windows. We'll probably just plywood it over for now. But if somebody wants to put some windows in, or might change my mind and put some windows in there, but just for security, we'll just keep it enclosed since it's a storage. And have the 3 walls up, have them kind of supported here with some cross members and screwed down so it shouldn't fall down. The wind can't catch it too much, and weather's supposed to be nice as well. So glad that we got this together here today, and I'll come back probably tomorrow and do that front wall, frame in the door, and then we can start up on the roof in the coming days. So thanks for coming along, and we'll catch you later. Well, good morning to Soaring Eagle DIY shed build. Here we are in day 3. We're looking at picking up a door at Chilliwack used construction products. I guess they sell doors and windows and all kinds of stuff. So let's go have a look at the door that I picked out yesterday. Then we're going to head over to Home Depot and pick up some rafter boards, probably some 2x6, and figure out how to build some 4x12 pitch rafters for it. And so follow along. And I'm not a pro at building rafters, that's for sure. I don't know if I've ever built rafters. I've built some stuff before, but I always ordered pre-made rafters, but these is a small build, so I'm sure we can figure it out. YouTube is full of all kinds of help and promptings there to help and aid you along to build these rafters. So let's get at it. Let's go have a look and see the door that I picked out here to put on our lockup. It's a double door, so it's nice and wide. So if we ever use it to park a quad inside, you can open up both sides of the door and drive a quad inside for storage. So I'm not just going to put a standard 32 or 36 inch door. It'll be 5 feet across, and leave plenty of room to park a small vehicle like a quad inside. So let's go have a look. All right, here we are at the Dora warehouse, and when I first came over here yesterday to check them out, here's a bunch of used windows, by the way. You can get some good deals on secondary windows, still in good shape. Lots of them are virtually brand new. But let's go have a look. Wow, isn't that awesome? These gates and stuff that they have for sale here. You need some fencing. Look at that. Wow, wouldn't that be amazing for somebody's driveway entry place? So let's have a look, see if this door is open here. Yeah, it's open a crack like it was yesterday. Oh, somebody's put some other doors in front of my door. Hopefully it's not scratched up too much, but I believe that's it right there. My door, $650 for a 5-foot fiberglass insulated door. So let's move these other panels off here. We'll go inside and find the man of the hour and get this purchased and loaded. Well, we made it back to the site here, day 3. What we're going to do today is get set up here and make the front wall that has a door in it. I was going to pick the door up today, but couldn't get it on the back of the truck, so we'll have to possibly deliver it tomorrow. But I need to frame this wall in here nonetheless for that door. The other 3 walls are up. The floor, of course, the floor was done. Saw that in the first video. So this is still on the wall building session here, and getting set up here for the day, and cut a couple of 2x4s at 91 inches height and a couple of plates, floor boards, and we'll get this piece up. And I think as far as the trusses go, I was going to build some out of 2x6. By the time I purchase the lumber and build it and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be more expensive than just have some fabricated. And so a local company, I think they're in Surrey, they're going to build me, I think he said we need 5 trusses. And out of 2x4 instead of 2x6, 2-foot centers. And it'd be less money having them built and delivered than me buying the lumber and wasting a bunch of material trying to get the right cut. So that's how I'm going to do that part. So let's get on with the wall here, the 4th and final wall. Just marking it off at 91 inches here for studs. All the rejects. Okay, now I'm going to cut what they call, I think, king studs or king jacks. I'm not sure. Anyway, basically what we're needing here is we're doing the rough opening for the door that's going to go. So we're at 63 wide. I've marked that off. And then the rough opening tall wise for the door is 81 1/4. But because I have a bottom plate 2x4 on there and they're 1.5 inches, I need to take 1.5 inches off of this, and then we'll go at 79 3/4 length, with the king jack, which will give us a rough opening for the door. Okay, so if we're at 81 and a quarter minus an inch and a half, for our floor plate, let's just see, inch and a half, one, oh, gone too much there, 1.5 inches right there. So let's just see what that leaves us in length here. Yeah, so 79 3/4 makes sense, and that should give us our opening there. So hopefully I'm not doing this wrong and wasting some material here building a door frame and it won't fit. So we need to cut 2 of these, one on each side, and it's going to hold the header, 2x6 header on top. 79 3/4 again. Okay, there we go. Measure twice and cut once. So this is what it's going to look like here with the door opening. Span of 63 inches wide here, door. So it'll be a door going in each direction with a deadbolt in the center. And then up top there won't be a 2x4, it'll be a double 2x6 header, but 2x4 is just laying there to mark this off. So that's going to be our wall design here. Just need to move my trailer out of the way because it's kind of tight here, so I need to pull it forward so I can get this wall up, and we'll keep on moving along. Okay, I've roughly framed off where the outside doors are going to go at 63 wide, and then this end here is going to be the top end. I'm going to tilt this wall up, and so I've arranged it here so I can put my 2x6 header across here. So I'm going to cut that next and put a double 2x6 header with a 1/2 inch plywood in between. Okay, I think, yeah, 63 wide here for the headers as well. So I've marked it off here, measuring twice, cutting once, so 63 inch on that. And we'll cut 2 of those here for our headers. And we're almost, in a couple hours, finished our end wall project here for a door opening. Here, so. Hopefully not another board's going to go to waste here. So there's our double 2x6 header. Now if we just drop 2 of these boards in here, you notice there's about a 1/2 inch gap on the ends there. So we'll cut a 66 inch piece of plywood, 1/2 inch, and that will get sandwiched in between the 2 layers. Hey, when you get a chance to use a new tool, this is a multi-tool. I've had it for a while now, but I think I've maybe only used it once or twice, so let's see if it actually works. And the reason for that is so that my blocks would slide in there. Okay guys, if you're still with me here, I'm gonna try and lift up this wait for that noisy truck to go by again. Lots of truck traffic just on the other side of that green fence there. I don't have anything in the center here, so hopefully I can keep going up. Let me grab one of these side posts here without it coming back on me. Woohoo. Okay, catch it. Woohoo. I don't know how you carpenters do this stuff, but maybe you got a helper or something with you. But this is, there we go. Get it off of that wibble wobble there. And we'll just get that edge lined up there. Move over to the other side here real quick. There we go. And if I would have been smart, I would have brought the screws a little bit closer. So can one of you guys hold this for me here so it doesn't fall while I quickly run and grab a screw? We'll see if I can do this. Oh, another noisy truck going by. So, okay, don't fall on me. Okay, really fast here. 1, 2, 3, go. Whoa, I made it. Okay. Let's get a screw in here so that this thing doesn't keep falling over on me. I did have a wall fall over on me yesterday, but I didn't show you. I didn't want to be pinned up as an unsafe job site. So, come on. I know you can do it. You can do it. Not totally lined up, but I'll pull it out and line it up later. Okay, so there we go. Now all we need to do is get the door. So that's going to happen tomorrow. Hoping tomorrow. And we can get the door in here, maybe get some paneling around. And then on Monday, I'm getting some rafters built in Surrey, and they're supposed to come out. They're going to deliver them on Monday. I was going to build them myself, but I thought, you know what, just get them built, because you're going to waste way too much material trying to figure out how to do that. So got a little bit of sniffles here, if you notice. Maybe it's the sunshine that's bringing it on, or the hay fever this time of the year. So I'm just going to button this up on here, and then tomorrow, I think tomorrow probably, put the door in. And then the following day, I'm going to put some paneling around the outside, and that'll really beef it up. And then if I have to wait over the weekend for the rafters to get them on before it rains, if I have this all skirted in and some plywood on the edge, I can just put a tarp across the top to keep the plywood from inside getting all wet and warping and bending on me. So thanks, Lon, for what is this, day number 3 or so? Maybe day number 4, forget.